everybody's favorite position. A lot of people being like, dude, I hate close guard. I never play close guard. But that's why
Late
we
in the
make them do
round. Late in the round, everybody plays close guard.
it. Damn right. Yeah, I think Jordan is going to be the breakthrough student. I think he's going to have some eureka moments over the next 2 weeks. He and I were talking about some stuff. What up, boys? Yeah, on that note, let's get started. We'll look at some closed guard footage. Well, open mat footage from Monday, with hopefully some closed guard. I promised Joe, because he and I hadn't rolled in seems like forever, I'd get him first and last round. So I really wanted to make sure that I put a hurting on him in the first round before we both got tired. Dude,
User error.
yeah.
Totally.
That's good, Jordan. I'm really happy to hear that. So yeah, that first takedown, just an inside trip. Joe's legs got pretty close, but he's kind of squared up. I'm not really gonna get a foot sweep or anything, because he's not stepping, he's not about to step, he's not finishing a step. So you can see I kind of blade my body towards him, and I go for an inside trip on the same side as the collar tie, pull that leg out, just get his base wide enough to send him backwards.
Nice.
I think, Cole, I don't know what your problem was, but I mean, maybe we'll see stuff later. I think one of the big things that people need to work on with close guard is knee pulling. Sorry, one more fun takedown with Joe. He starts to wrestle up. So right here, he goes to get up, but I keep that leg. And I was gonna try to treetop him, but he started to be a little too mobile for my comfort. So again, with the inside trip, just putting him down. Yeah, posture control is like extremely important, and I know I'm guilty of it. Even now, I forget to do it. But pulling people with my knees as I'm hand fighting is very, very crucial. So back to this mutual collar tie. Feel Joe really committed on this one. With it, he's got a collar tie, so I really start to attach to his arm here with not an over tie. I'm looking at my left arm here, rather than going with the usual over tie stuff I like to do, which I guess I do have, but I opt to focus on that right arm of Joe's and pull into an armbar, which felt really good. Let's see,
Yeah, we miss them too, man. That's awesome that they so I mean, it sounds like they're doing really well. I mean, all the videos that I've seen at least posted have been fantastic.
Yeah,
Gavin,
I'm super stoked for them. Gavin just had a really tough match where I guess he had one loss so far, I think, this year. Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, but he avenged that loss against that kid in a sudden death.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, sudden death round. He went all the way, tied 5-5. Got a takedown to get 2 points for sudden death. Braden 9-1, lost to a state champ 1-0 on points. Dang.
Wow.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But that's a good loss to learn from. Going for the Uchimata that we went over. I think we went over in class that day. Did I go back far enough? So right here, it's same thing. It's that overhook Uchimata. I've got my head really low. Joe has my wrist under control, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that if I can get his hips up high. But I can't, and he stays balanced. He brings his leg back down. So what do? I cut back around and shoot for the front headlock while his head's low. Doing great tonight, Josh. How you doing? What did he do to me there? Oh, he just, yeah. Good roll. He like flung me on that one. He basically loaded me up onto a wing sweep and
Yep.
rolled all the way through. I can't wait for Braden to get that rematch. That's gonna be rad. Joe with a good back take.
Again, he'll be angry in the finals.
Yeah. Gavin is 7-2, 1 loss legit. Came back, beat him final money, sudden death. Second loss was bad ref. All right, that's all that matters. I want him to. I'd like to see him avenge that too. Some of the reffing in the videos you've showed me has been very frustrating. Let's see. So Jordan still is dealing with Chris's half guard here. Looks like Chris. All right, yeah. Chris kind of gets his own knee shield out of the way there, but is trying to work his way back to close guard.
Chris likes to play that. It's really weird. He does things that are kind of counter what I would think that he would do. But you see how he can like splay his legs open really, really far, and he does that, and he can still maintain an elbow to knee connection, which makes it almost impossible to pass on that side, because you can't get them separated.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it works for him. That would not work for me. I don't have that kind of dexterity in my hips.
So with you and Jordan here, so is this one of the sweep situations you were mentioning?
It's getting there. It's the same setup. So same setup. Yeah, and tough to see, but it doesn't actually work out for me here. But you can see that I got my, I have a butterfly hook in nice and high, like in the knee, how he's posted on that leg. I'm just using that. I have options here. I could shoot in for legs since he's kind of giving me that option. But I'm using this for like creating a really sticky hook situation, and I'm attacking his left arm, and I'm basically hugging like with an underhook from my left arm is underhooking his arm, and I'm grabbing his wrist and pinning it to my side. And here he was able to heist up and beat me back, but notice I'm still going for that grip. How I'm scooping underneath the shoulder of his left arm, and then I'll immediately go back and start attaching to his wrist, and I'll start setting up some sweeps from this type of grip. And I can't remember if it was on this roll. I know we had a later roll where we got like five solid minutes in, but I'm pretty sure I got a couple of them.
Joe gets his revenge on me here, very nicely actually. So gets on the back. I end up getting safe, coming out with that guillotine or front headlock, kind of a guillotine threat. And then here he starts to very nicely get my leg exposed. Grabs towards the end of the leg, which is very hard for me to fight. And he's got me.
That was really nice.
Yeah, he's got my leg fully exposed. Not in a dangerous position yet. Now it's starting to get bad. Here he's slipping my heel, or I'm sorry, he's getting my heel. I slip it, but he makes a good adjustment. I think this is where he does it. Starts to invert, puts me on my butt, and his hips couldn't be any more close to mine. Like my leg is all the way through his legs now. Like my knee has so far to go to get safe, and he's grabbing the end of my foot, or controlling the end of my foot, so it's hard for me to turn. I start to lock my own legs up as kind of a last ditch. This isn't like a great idea, but I was kind of running out of ideas at this point. And he makes a great transition, goes to a toe hold on the secondary leg. You see, he starts attacking that leg. I kick out to try to disrupt it. There's kind of a split second here where you can like, as he changes from the toe hold to the knee bar, you might be able to get yourself free. That's what I was banking on. But I'm unable to get myself free, and he goes into a real nice knee bar. And I tap good and early before he could do anything. Your wife told me about that match where the ref was like, "Yeah, I see it." I don't understand. Like, that's the worst reffing. Like, you're admitting to being a horrible ref. if you do that.
Oh man.
I'm losing on points. Yeah, whatever. That kid's got it coming to him.
Yeah, it'll make the revenge sweet.
Have Gavin wear mittens. That way you can't grab single fingers. Buddy tape all his fingers together and be like, all right, let's see what you got now, man. So I wanted my own leg attack because I'm not going to let Joe have one for free. We get there. So this was...
That's right. Demoralize him.
So Joe pulls me down. I try to stack him here, and he does a really good job. Notice how Joe's weighing his legs out wide. Like he's not letting them get onto my shoulders where I can stack him up and then turn him. He's flaring his legs out, makes it very difficult for me to finish this pass. I don't remember if I get it off this or not. I penetrate in with my knee, cut the corner to north-south, and settle into side control. And I think from here, this is where I decide to enter into the leg. Pat, you really want that Uchimata, man.
It was a well-timed escape from Pat. I was just looking at that, too, from the back. I don't know how Josh got to the back exactly, but...
I think it may have been off an Uchimata attempt. I saw a few of them over there on the side. Yeah, that's where it was. It was right off here. He goes for it, and Josh snaps him down.
Oh, gotcha.
And then runs to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, great reaction from Josh. And then Josh only dealing with one hook here. Pat starts to weigh on the bottom hook. Great hip switch, and he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan's still dealing with Chris's annoying ass guard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's where it was. So eventually here, Joe's making it difficult for me to climb the body with his forearm frames. So I start stacking him behind his leg, drive up with my knee, and look to turn the corner, try to get my right knee in to isolate. Joe knows that I'm trying to do that though, which makes it very difficult. But eventually as we roll through, I can get my leg in, and I already had the heel at that point, so it was good. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a bad strategy. It's like if Gavin was worried about getting, dealing with that kid's cheating defenses from half Nelsons and trying to turn him, if he's better at stand up and has the gas tank, then yeah, put him down, let him get up, put him down again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Josh on an armbar over here. Oh, right at the end. It looked like Pat goes to escape this. Like he lets it go.
Keeps his head out too. I don't know if he got the tap. Did you get the tap there or?
I don't know. It kind of looks like maybe he tapped early. I don't know. Josh? Any word? You take your leg off the head, so you better have been responding to a tap. Otherwise, that's. Oh, okay. You just saw the time was up. I got it. You go until the bell rings, Josh.
You need to whisper, Josh. Jeez.
And sometimes a little after. Watching the clock. You're done when we say you're done. Going over the reach over.
Yeah, he almost pulled it off on me at like the last 30 seconds of the match, and I just came around with a really quick crossface. Just further on. I'm trying to pass his guard. I may have cut around. No, I didn't. I didn't. And then as soon as I was coming around to pass the guard, I cross-faced the hell out of him.
Jordan watches the stream. I know he's listened to us talking about this. He doesn't get to tune in live, but I know he pays attention, which is very evident in our role later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just about there. He just didn't get his head like down far enough towards your hips to where he was safer from the crossface.
Yeah, I mean, we had just gone over this last week, I think, and I kind of had a feeling that he was going to try it because I was like, I'm in prime position.
Yeah.
And so I was quick with the crossface. I did not want to play bottom, even for 10 seconds.
So for the walkers, they always hit this on me after we showed it to them. But this is just same takedown I did to Chris. He's doing that like double clinch, like that Muay Thai style clinch. Just kind of hold him there. I get an overtie. I get my other arm all the way across to his to the far arm. I think that's usually what I go for. And then just a quick little turn, like a Sasai trip, and get him down. Pinning that heel to his butt in the hopes of not letting it come back in, turning the corner, and then now breaking him down from the back. I got under the neck pretty quickly here, so that's why you'll see me looking for the finish a little earlier than I normally do. I didn't have my legs in, but I had the neck exposed, so following the general rule of if you ever get under the neck, just go for it, whatever the situation is. So Joe and Josh, I mean, I'm not gonna dog on you too hard, Joe, but yeah, okay. Josh just got out of the way and started weighing on you. Cracks you down to a hip. See if Josh keeps those cakes down like we talked about. Cole and Pat. Okay, you guys started down. Gotcha. Jordan over here doing some work on Andrew's leg too.
They had a really good match. I went over. I think I watched the last part of it.
Looks like.
Okay, so Jordan sits.
Kind of to like an X guard position here.
I think his left foot is out, and Andrew's got it under control.
Yeah.
Oh,
he does.
Andrew's trying to go for the knee bar here. And I don't think he had control of the knee line.
Right.
But now Jordan is actually in cross-ashi. He has a reaping leg. His right leg is reaping.
Mm-hmm. Fun entrance on Chris. We'll look back at here. I can't remember if I got the tap or not. Josh with the guillotine from mounts. Okay, so all that spin cycle. Okay, pummels the leg inside. Good.
Ooh, nice. False reap.
Yeah. And then I immediately start gathering the second leg. Figured I'd do it right instead of just sending home a heel hook that I probably wouldn't get anyway. Okay, so Josh taking his time getting to mount. This is good. Yeah, it looks like you got a really good grip on the neck there. And it looks like you worked.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, Rick.
Had that for a while. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I'll check it out after this. Oh yeah, I remember. I was really trying to work to the cross ashi position where you cross the secondary leg over the body. I have such a hard time with that because people just pull their knee this way. Like they just pull it in the direction of their shin, and I don't know. It's something I'm having a hard time controlling, especially when all I have is the ankle. So
Yeah, I feel like the key to that is top of the knee.
yeah,
Like you have to have one hand on the top of the knee to drive
right,
it back,
right.
and it is tough. I agree.
Oh, that was so uncomfortable. I was rolling straight over my neck. Just one little thing to point out. We pointed it out on the last stream. I think Danny was doing it. And you'll see me using it here. As I go for my attack on Chris's right leg, the primary leg, you'll see him turn the heel behind me. You can tell right there, he's trying to point the heel behind me. I don't have a grip. I don't want him to get up and roll away. So I grab the toe line and I pull it to my chest so that like his pinky toe is right against my chest. And now it prevents him from rolling away from me in this direction. So I could kind of get things a little bit back under control. I'm not too worried about him hopping over the hips there. Now I've pretty much lost the position as I had it. And being stacked up on my neck, I was like, yeah, let me get out of here. Get off my legs. So good defense from Chris. He was shutting down all the cross-ashi stuff I wanted to work on.
I think Jordan wound up getting the straight ankle, if I'm not mistaken, on Andrew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from cross-ashi here. He actually gets, I think it's the secondary leg. He winds up getting control over the secondary leg. Andrew's doing the right thing and trying to fight off the triangle using his right leg. And then Jordan just goes and scoops up the secondary leg. And then I believe he starts getting he winds up getting the tap here. And nice. Andrew's doing a good job of hand fighting to make sure that Jordan can't get the connection, but I think it just wasn't enough. Jordan had a lot of torque there.
Hell yeah. Excellent adjustment, Jordan. That was rad.
Very nice.
Really, really good. I love seeing the attacks on the secondary leg in cross-ashi. Especially like seeing them work. Joe jumping to double overhooks. I feel like Joe and Josh just want to throw each other around. Cracking Chris back down, trying to make something work. Good adjustment.
You go back a step. Can you go back a step? So this is gonna sound a little funny, but I know you're Joe. I know you're guarding against maybe your neck or your back getting taken here. But the fact that Josh's legs are so close to your arms here, I'm seeing either the threat of a single leg or to where you can actually not only using your arms, right? Like your arms are obviously going to be part of the weaponry here, but stepping your left leg over top of his right leg, I think would put him into a decent bind and he would have to give you some sort of movement of his hips, probably sinking his left hip down to the mat and giving you like a peek out, right? Like you may be able to peek out and then start running around. Kind of like he just switched here, but I think that he would turn his hips, left hip down, if you were to step over that leg.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I like to handle this sort of situation. In this, they're like 45 degrees in front of you. They're not totally in front of you, but that. Remember, Joe, if you're gonna reach for a leg, reach the outside. Don't reach through. Like your arm should not be going up the middle. It should be going outside, and then taking like a false grip, little false grip here, all the way down at their ankle. Pull that thing over, and then step your leg over top of it. Very, very useful in Turtle. Great way to wrestle out of it. But good job on
And
you,
obviously,
Josh.
if your leg is around them, around the outside, then they can't hike their leg over and take your back,
Yeah.
right? So like, you think of it like that too. I like that neon belly that you're using, Josh.
I'm so sloppily trying to work an armbar right now.
Are you
And I was
trying to
like,
dive over? Yeah.
I was, yeah, and I was like, well, I'm not even in the right spot. And I was like, I saw Mike do this weird reverse triangle. Maybe I'll try that.
You almost have, yeah, you got it right there.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, yeah. And then you turn it into the emote, or the straight triangle.
Stupid
It
wall.
looks tight. It looked tight though.
Yeah, it felt good. I don't know if Chris would have tapped to it or not. I don't know, man. Sometimes you know it as well as I do. Like sometimes those transitions, when you just know they look cool, or at least in your head you think like this is gonna look cool. Like it's fun as a finish to me.
Yeah.
That was one of the fun parts of fundamentals class when we were going over the pendulum sweep.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our newer students who definitely have never done it before, walk around and you guys are struggling with a little bit, and then like, I don't know, man, I just love showing like the little singular tip that completely makes the move doable for somebody. It's always cool.
Just magic.
Yeah. Josh with the okay, there we go. This is a good what not to do example.
Versus outside. Yeah.
Yeah, so right there, that's what I'm saying. That leg or that leg, I don't want you reaching your arm in the middle. I'd rather see the arm coming outside to do that job, because now you're just pulling the leg in this direction and you can't step over it like Mike was talking about.
Yeah, and you're giving Josh the opportunity to get you in a crucifix.
Yep.
Pinning your arm with his legs.
How to pack it on top. Oops.
That's passing has improved drastically. That was really nice.
That was excellent, yeah. Pinning Cole's leg.
Yeah.
Big step over.
Yeah, that was nice.
Like that's all. I think that's a really good example of just like proper placement. Like not riding too high up the leg, not riding too low down the legs, where Cole could then pull his knees up and start framing you again. It was like perfectly placed, putting his knees together.
So Jordan had a really solid mount on Andrew. This was probably the most solid I've seen Jordan in a mount. Like poised, right, calm and balanced. And the reason he was able to do this was he was doing a really good job of controlling the way that Andrew was looking. And I think, he was doing this intentionally because I saw him, constantly moving. Now, Jordan, what you can do, so you're using the top method, right? Like the cross faces across the jaw, right? In order to direct the head movement through the chin, right? And you can totally do that. But you can also do cross faces underneath by hugging the head and using your shoulder to drive the chin from one side to the other. Now, in order to do that, like what you're doing with your left hand here, you have to make sure that the other hand that's not under the head is basing out nice and wide, and you're really biasing your weight out towards that hand. Even this hand right here is kind of shallow, right? And in these little transitions here, if Andrew was a little bit more comfortable in this position, I could see him giving you a little bit more trouble and possibly off balancing you. So you got to watch your balance in this position, but you did look very poised and comfortable here. Andrew was giving good responses. He was giving good bumps. He wasn't doing anything careless with his arms. So I think both from top and bottom player, I didn't see Andrew freaking out and like, putting his hands on your chest or doing anything, not good, right? And so he was giving you really solid responses. You were doing really good to stay on top. So it was a good roll.
Josh has a nice end to the round. Josh, you need to start doing this stuff earlier in the round so you don't run out of time. Pro tip. So stepping up initially, it looks like you're going for like a mounted triangle. I assume you have Joe's arm out on the left side. This is good. I like that you're pressuring to get the elbow up above the head, like north of the shoulder line, and also not in front of the chest. That is a well-isolated arm. You're in a really good spot right now. And then this big switch, big move around. Like little subtle movement here, but you plant your hand. Well, you go elbow deep with your left hand on Joe's isolated arm. You start cutting the angle, shift your weight to that arm so you could move your hips around, throw the leg over the head, and then go in on a 3/4 arm bar here. Joe's in a world of trouble right now, and I think that was going to happen. It looks like you're breaking more over the left arm. I'm sorry, over your left hip right now. When you're breaking in a traditional arm bar, if you're breaking their right arm, break it over your right hip. If you're breaking their left arm, break it over your left hip. That changes in other situations, but for now, like this sort of arm bar where you're on top doing traditional kind of setup, remember, pull that arm out of the screen towards you right now. Break it over your right hip. Something you're just gonna have to practice. It's a hard thing to remember in the moment. I mean, I don't want to dox him, but yeah, that's Jordan. You rolled so often with getting a deep crossface and mount. Taking too deep. Yeah. I think to more to Mike's point, like if you have that forearm under the head, you really have to bias your weight out in the other direction. Like your hand needs to be as far out as it can be. Your head needs to be as far over as it can be, and that poses its own trade-off too. Like if they manage to take you in that direction where you're based out, and they could maybe kip and get your legs isolated or whatever, that's a risk as well. Typically, they're only going to be able to turn in the direction where you're basing out, because that's the way you're making their face look, Cole Smesh, get to mount. All right, so Cole working right from half guard. Flattened out. Joe here. Joe's in a bad spot. Chest to chest, flattened out in half guard. Underhook. Joe, I understand why you're doing a lockdown here. I fully understand, against Cole especially. Remember, this is a good time to use like knee levers, trying to get Cole off balance in this direction. Easier said than done. Just something to keep in mind. Double you see the mat. I don't know if we covered. I don't know if I verbally covered Braden doubling Jordan. I must have missed it. Now I want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Cole didn't want to start and close guard.
So I tried to get out of this triangle. Probably, I don't know. I remember he was still on. Chris was still on top when I was like, yeah, this has gone too far. This was getting too tight, too fast, like faster than I expected.
Oh, I see.
I was like, oh, I can fight out of this. And then he goes, it was right here, right when he locked up his legs. You see how I have my hand in?
Yep.
I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I can get this off All I've got to do is get on top. So right here, I realized I totally fucked up. I was like, as soon as he just sits me here nice and calmly, I was like, oh no. And then he starts playing with my arm.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Cutting a good
I'm
angle.
screwed.
Hell yeah.
And there it is.
Nice.
That was a solid triangle. That's one of the tightest triangles I felt in a while.
Yeah, you can't play around in Chris's triangle anymore, which is all the more reason that we should probably play around with it and try to figure it out. But yeah, he did that to me a few weeks ago. Triangled the hell out of me.
Dude.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't Joe, that was Josh. My bad. But yeah, excellent work, Chris. I wasn't there. We went over Sunday night. We went over Saturday's footage. So if it was the previous Monday, then we might have it. That Monday footage that you said we went over already, that was different. We didn't go over that. They both.
No way.
They both started with Jordan and Mitchell though.
Oh, it was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what threw me. And then when you were like, oh yeah, we've seen it, and then Cole was like, yeah, we didn't watch that footage. And then I went back and checked the other one that we did, and I was like, oh, they just both started with Mitchell and Jordan.
My bad. Yeah, dude.
Whatever. We'll go over it
totally
sometime.
thought we did. I'm
Whenever-
trying some of the dancing from Gordon's thing, 2.0, and I am epically failing. Like this was this was pathetic. You see how slow I'm going?
Hey man, nothing wrong with that. Cole, you can just say like, can we look at my sweep real quick? You don't have to be all like whatever about it. Where was it? Are you talking about this? I mean, not really a sweep. You're on
Gut
top.
wrench. That's a gut wrench.
Yeah. You didn't go from a bottom to a top position. Looked cool, but that wouldn't get you points, and that would just kind of take a bit of energy. So I wouldn't advise it in a competition setting per se, just because of the energy expenditure and no real payoff. I'm trying to do some close guard with Andrew here. Haven't seen any real close guard so far. Wait, how did that end? Is that just a straight arm, I guess? Got the arm isolated, yeah. Dude, that oh thanks sounds real sassy, Cole. Just trying to be helpful, dude. I love that bloody mic emoji.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead.
So I pinned with my left leg, and I never transitioned to my right leg. Like, it feels so awkward for me to do this, but like as I'm coming around, see how I pin my like a shin pin across here, and I should windshield wiper my other leg over, and then bring my left knee in between his legs.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it felt so awkward. But
I'm not good at
that's
that.
what I had to do. It just felt weird.
Yeah, I'm not good at that position at all. Yeah, it's either Joe's hip or Joe's shoulder. You're gonna get a taste of it if he gets top position. That's how our first round ended. He got in a top position and then just ground my face into the mat with his shoulder.
Yeah, he's liking that top position.
All right, so a little close guard work with Andrew. Really just, I think just off bouncing. Nothing really fancy here. I had his left arm pinned enough to where as I got him off balance, it was enough to just put him on his back, and then it was fighting up to a top position. Pretty sloppy for both of us, to be honest. Nothing special.
How did I pass Chris?
I was just about to ask. I mean, it looks like you eventually made your way
Oh, that's
around.
right. I remember.
So
Yeah,
you
so
end
I
up in
actually
half
do.
guard, it looks like.
Yeah, and I pin his. I do like a. I pin his far leg, or I scoop his far leg, and then I pin his hip with my left knee.
You basically kind of halfway go to that leg spin.
Yep.
Where normally you would see this leg go all the way across and you'd spin the far leg, but you just scoop it and then step out.
Right.
Tried and true, and then stacking the legs. It looks like you scooped at least scooped or blocked the right leg, making it hard for him to turn back to you.
Yep.
Josh on top, laying on the smother. Then now you circle around and do your BS with the Kimura.
I tried. I don't think I was very successful with Chris here. I tried to. I wanted to go into the gripping the seat straight jacket system from the back, and he was not giving me any opportunity really to play with it. He slipped out.
Well, we'll get to see your extremely tight armbar on me later from a similar setup.
Oh yeah.
Just stretch Armstrong me.
Yeah, Joe's on the back now.
Yeah, I think he's just like sending his legs down Jordan's body while pulling his body upward. I think that's what you're referring to, Jordan. By the neck, no less. So Joe opting to pummel with 2 strangle arms, and yeah, I'm pretty confident he's just ripping down the body with his legs as he tries to get the neck exposed. I mean, you're great, putting up a great fight, man. And then Cole almost gets his signature double under sweep here. Oh, dude. All right, Cole. So you look, I don't know, maybe if there was like 10 seconds left, you would have switched. You look super committed to taking Josh over to your right. Just judging by, how you're biased to your right shoulder right now, looks like you want to take him in that direction. I want you to notice, like, right here, you should be able to tell it's not going to happen. He's not going to go over in that direction. His feet are too far out there. But you have him loaded up on the outside of your leg, and your bottom leg is free. If you plant that bottom leg as best you can, shift your hips this way and open your leg this way, you'll take him over, right? So just a little misdirection, like the first plan A didn't work, quick switch to the other side, and you should be able to get that sweep. That's like a wing sweep essentially. I think you would have been able to get it, especially because Josh's right arm was under your neck, so he didn't have a base in that direction if you would have switched back the other way.
And also similar to like what I was telling Joe before is with the leg configuration, if you heist up, and I don't know if your right side is if you feel confident enough right now to post up on that arm straight out of from a shoulder and then posting up, but you're effectively in a half guard here too, right? So like all the attacks that we do from an underhook with a half guard with a strong underhook are viable from here too. So you can hip heist, come out, and take his back, or hit a knee tap and get on top. You've got all of those options open as well for you. If you don't understand what I'm saying,
good point.
we can look at it maybe tomorrow.
Extreme traction. That's a better way to talk about it. And if all else fails, Cole, you can just keep biting Josh.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
Yeah. It's funny. I was just thinking about that. See, here I stack you overhead, and I just couldn't make the corner. I was thinking about that earlier. How many times I've been smothered by Luke? I was like, I should just bite him one time just to like, just to piss him off. Like, as totally as a, like, I'm not gonna let you have this one. I'm gonna just bite your chest and see what he does. I'm pretty sure he's not watching the stream, so I don't feel bad saying it out
loud. This was so frustrating for me. I could have sworn I was gonna get out.
I thought you were too.
You trapped my leg so bad to where if I was gonna heist up anymore, I was gonna knee bar myself. That's how bad it felt. Like I was in the dog bar, essentially, is what you ended up putting me in here.
I wish I would have known that. I was just trying to not let you sweep me.
I felt horrible in this position, and every time I tried to get up, my knee was torqued, like straight out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and hold and hope that. And then I thought when you backstepped that I was gonna get it, and you rode super high up, and I couldn't get an effective scoop on your back.
Yeah.
And then right when I did, you turned the corner and almost took my back there.
All I was looking for this entire time was the step over the legs. That's the antidote to the to that octopus guard over back grip, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's your word against his. I don't know who to believe.
We got is that Josh?
Josh and Andrew.
Okay. And then Joe and Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who hits the ground first. I love that Pat is like committing himself to stand up right now. Like he's not sitting to guard at all. That makes me really happy. And how did you sweep me?
So you've been really annoying with the staggering that you do with your legs. Actually, a lot of people have emulated the way that you approach into the guard. And I saw your left leg available, and I came in for like, instead of an ashigarami, I went in and immediately reaped your left leg and tried to collapse it down. I knew you weren't going to let me enter into the legs. See how you were pushing. I knew that was the response you were going to give me, was to push on my legs and get me down. So all I was looking for was a bend in your knee. And once I had the bend in your knee and a trapped ankle, I popped you. I was able to pop you down and then hike up.
Yeah. Yeah, I fought to get my legs inside, but yeah, your passing here, I know we talked about it earlier. It was very steamrollery.
I knew what I wanted, and I did not want you to get any hip height on me. Like I knew as soon as you would build up to a hip, it was gonna be bad for me.
Well, here you're completely controlling my ability to turn towards you. Took that leg away from me. I mean, you smashed past me here very effectively.
So I decided you trapped me in half guard here, and you were threatening me with your right hand, pushing down on my legs, and so, but you were building up to that left hip, and that's what I was worried about the whole time, was that you were gonna start turning and then eventually scoring the underhook. So I kind of conceded the underhook because I knew I had a strong crossface with my right shoulder, and I was trying to push down on your bicep so that way I wasn't getting the full underhook and you didn't have a full underhook. And then I drove my left knee across to threaten a mount. And when I did this, I gave up the underhook completely. You gave me the bump that I was looking for, and I turned the corner and took the pass.
Yeah, that was solid, man. Josh had something here. Josh, you're looking pretty spiffy with these mounted triangle entrances. Looks like you got that one. Awesome, man. What's up, Laser? I don't disagree. I think that'll get you out of any triangle, especially the triangles in the streets, man.
Heavy snaps coming from the side over here.
Pat and Joe.
Yeah. Good, Laser. How you doing? How's the? Isn't it your knee?
Clock angle.
Chris is really trying this body lock on Cole. Cole does not look worried. I feel like now he's gonna go over.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a great reaction. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Somebody hit the ground. Joe shoots a double.
Yep.
Pat stuffs it.
Quick on the sprawl.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's not too pleasant. Cold weather isn't doing anybody any favors. As you can tell by my still congested voice.
Ross Ashi for Josh and for you.
And me. Let's see if Josh is better with it than I am.
I wanted to counter leg lock here so bad.
I know you did. I'd rather give up my leg lock than let you get that counter again. Looks like Josh gets it. So, okay, an Achilles grip. Slips. Okay, awesome, man. Really good. So from here, typically I'd like to see you gathering the secondary leg. Andrew's not making a real hard effort to turn out, so it's okay that you're not going for it. Like if you started to turn, that's when, you know, it may be too late by that point, but like that's why I like to gather that leg. You can gather it though and still fall in this direction like you do. Like this is a good turn, with or without that leg. But now, you know, since you don't have that leg, you can immediately go on the attack, like for heel exposure. Andrew may be helping you here. See him kind of push that leg down. That really just kind of slips your elbow into place.
Yeah, that was solid. That was a good position. A lot of people struggle with cross option.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the knee bar. You caught me on that knee bar.
Oh, I forgot I did that to you.
I have been watching too much Gordon Ryan stuff, but the he talks about these basically getting into or escaping the legs and taking the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I am so nervous, and this is a large reason why, is because in order to take the back, you give yourself a brief moment of knee bar exposure when this happens, and this is kind of what I was looking for, was you to start turning the corner. And then I was gonna slip my leg out and go behind your legs into a crab ride.
Were ya?
Were ya? That didn't happen at all. I was like, how is this supposed to work?
Yeah, dude, that's how I felt with Joe's knee bar earlier. Like, there was no leg slipping at that point.
Yeah.
There's one One day I remember back when we were blue belts where I was doing my normal passing stuff, one leg up the middle, standing in front of you. I backstepped into a knee bar on your left leg, and I was like, hell yeah, I got it. And then you're like, I'm never gonna let that happen again. And then like the next, like we slap hands, we fist bump, same exact position. I knee cut across you instead of backstepping, and I knee barred your other leg. Yeah. And I was like, probably the pinnacle of my training, like to this day. Knee barring both of your legs like they're in a round. And that may have been the first knee bar I've gotten on you since then. When you were like, okay, now I'm really never going to let it happen.
Yeah, the knee bar is, it's there like a lot. It's a lot more prevalent than, I don't know. I feel like even our team in competition gets them pretty often. I mean, I know you do.
I was getting there for a minute, yeah. People just, people leave themselves exposed too frequently.
Especially with knee, like the high knee shield with in half guard. It's kind of asking for it, right?
Andrew going hard into this mounted triangle. It was. I went full heel on babyface Mike.
Andrew just needs to turn the corner the way that Josh is turning the corner for the arm bars. You can still do the same thing from that mounted triangle position, right? Like the way to finish these triangles is to basically turn. So in this case, for Andrew, he would be turning to his left to kind of face the television, or over there, right? Here he's locking up, and this is fine, to lock it in, but you don't really have any pressure because you're not behind the shoulder. There's nothing coaxing the shoulder up into the neck. So you really have to start turning the angle to start looking in that other direction and use his right knee to push the shoulder up into the neck.
Yeah, always try to get your hips behind the tricep of the trapped arm. And props to Chris here. He did a great job getting his hands connected. Like you see him drawing his right arm back in to get himself safe. Now Andrew, as you're making these adjustments, he's making forward progress as you're kind of like opening space a little bit to move and work, and he gets himself to a safer position. He's not out of the woods yet. Now he's back in a triangle.
Yeah.
But I think he's pretty familiar.
Yeah. I mean, that was a nice step over.
Yeah.
That was really nice. And we have to remember that triangles and arm bars, we're looking for like perpendicular position or perpendicular angle, 90-degree angles. We're not looking for anything parallel. If our spines are aligned, then we should be on their back. Like that's really, or in mount. But when we're attacking the arms and the neck, it should be completely perpendicular.
Yeah. Killer job from Chris here though, escaping and passing. Like this is exactly how I like to see it done. Trapping that leg, cutting the corner right into the pass. And then Andrew playing smart, getting his frames in, not leaving any cheap, easy isolations of his arms. And then saying, get off of me, and getting safe.
Cole's got close guard on Joe. Let's see if he works anything from here. If Joe's able to break out. Standing guard break.
Standing guard break.
Nice.
Good control of the legs. Cole, you had the right idea. You still have the right idea. This is good. Now you've got both legs. Yeah.
And is now in Joe's close guard.
You guys look like you're drilling, and now you're just swapping. Good control of the legs from Joe as Cole went to enter the legs. Cole, you made a good adjustment. You just ended up with both legs in between yours rather than isolating one. Now Andrew attacking a straight ankle.
There we go. That's the angle, or that's the shoulder I want you to fall to. When you have that straight ankle, going to the other side, especially with your legs on the outside like this, I don't really see the benefit in doing it this way. I think if I were in the gi, well, let me say this: the only way that I feel like this would work well with that same side grip, number one, your hands are still a little low, or I want them up at the chest, and I want your head covering up your hands. But when you're turning to the left, attacking the top leg, what I would want you to do for a straight ankle is actually to extract your left foot and put it up against their hamstring, so Chris's right hamstring, and push and extend away. That would make for a miserable straight ankle, and I think that would be a relatively quick tap. You'd have so much extension.
Falling this way, though, I feel like mechanically
so much more powerful in my opinion. This is, and controlling.
Yeah, I think one benefit of falling in the opposite direction towards the free leg is that it makes if you're weighing on that leg, I feel like it's controlling that leg a little bit, the same way when we're in like reverse ashi, we fall on the leg that we're not knee barring, so we have double trouble in a sense, right? Same kind of thing here, but I don't think, I agree with you, like the mechanics aren't as powerful as they are when you fall to this side, to like the side of the attacking leg. And then something else, Andrew, to keep in mind, in some tournaments, I believe Naga and or New Breed, you can't roll to the side of the free leg.
Right.
In the lower divisions, you can't straight ankle that way, so you have to roll to the side of the leg that you're controlling. You could dig way back to one of the competitions we watched Caleb in. He got a straight ankle this way. And I'm yelling at him when he locks it up. I'm like, fall to the side, the side of the leg. That was something we went over in the lead up, so he was familiar with it. But I think it's beneficial. This is just going to be a better braking position. And then one other thing I would add too is if they do step over in this direction, they just roll to a belly down straight ankle, which is even worse, and it's going to be very hard to roll out of that if your mechanics are good.
Nice pass off the triangle attempt from Cole.
Joe trying to knee bar you. And you're like, yeah, not gonna happen.
It's Josh. Yeah.
Oh, Josh. Okay, man, I keep messing them up.
And then I pulled him.
Must be the hairlines.
I had one of the best arm drag I had of the night, and I pulled him straight into mount. It was hilarious.
Was this?
I was so pissed.
Back here, or was it after the knee bar?
No, it was after the knee bar.
Oh, okay.
So he goes to the knee bar here, comes right up. Big
oh
arm
no!
drag, and then
You're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Joe and Cole, what happened there? So Cole, nice heavy pass, Cole, around the leg, getting the back exposed. Oh, I heard tap, 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 tap. Was it a shoulder or neck here? That was all crunched up on poor Joe. Cole was very
like
apologetic. What was that?
It was like a cradle.
Yeah, I think Joe's all the neck. Yeah.
Oof.
Pretty sure Cole felt pretty bad after that. Cole, you can confirm. Oh, yeah, this was my round with Jordan. There he goes, trying to work the over back grip again.
Yep.
And he gets it.
Got it.
into a
Or it
triangle
falls
though.
into the
But
triangle, yeah,
man,
it's tough to finish it on him though.
dude, it's tough to finish it on. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got almost 100 pounds on me. Like I don't know why I'm telling anybody this who's bigger than me, but you could pretty easily smash me out of triangles. I'm not gonna get stacked up on my neck. If I can't get underneath you, if I can't reach the far leg and basically invert and put you back down, I'm like, all right, man, just get off me. That's fine. Again, I'll take my pride in the entrance, and be fine even if I don't get the triangle, because I know if it's someone my size, it's like, all right, I'll put you to sleep. Didn't feel bad for the arm lock from out. Missed it. Oh, there we go. See the lead up here. So, okay. All right, Cole, you got the right idea, wrong execution, I'd say. And just on the back of what you and I talked about with like open guard, loose passing, all that stuff. First thing you'll notice, your eyes. What is this stance? It's pretty square right now, right? So that's where we're going to look to do our double ankle stuff. When you take staggered stance, that's where we can look, you know, ankle picks if we're in the right position ourselves. You know, foot on the outside, opposite, cross-side foot on the outside. So in this case, your right leg, your right foot, the shoelaces on the outside of Joe's right foot. You know, disrupting his feet, maybe not letting him step forward, not letting him settle his foot down as he steps around you, whatever. I like the connection, the 2-on-1 connection. This leg pull you do, it's going to be more effective. Well, I don't want to say more effective, less effective. You just have to get this leg up now. You've got to get up and over to like an Arimi Ashi position in order to be effective. But settling down like that just kind of allows Joe to get into a better spot. You could enter into X guard there. I'm noticing that now, like right here now, if you took both legs, crossed up to this leg, and then took an Achilles grip on this leg.
Yeah, you'd be in reverse X guard with that leg configuration.
Yeah. That could be a good transition to play with, Cole.
But that is what Matt's talking about straight off the gate. Like straight out the gate is what you should be going for, is that Ashigarami with a straight stance, square stance.
Yeah, that Mooresville. Josh. And then, sorry, yeah. Anyway, missed it again. Yeah, good early isolation. Tough round. You and Andrew.
Yeah, that was a shin on shin pull into Ashi. Cole, you can do this as well, right? So Matt was talking about you can enter the legs from a square stance. Well, you can also enter the legs from a staggered stance if you run shin on shin. So I go elbow deep to Andrew's right knee, and I go with my knee flared slightly outward, just outside of his knee, and shin to shin, and I'm pushing with my shin and pulling with my arm, bringing his knee into my pocket, and then bringing my right knee to my chest, and then I can slip into this Ashigarami. He was going up to try and attack my head to, keep me nice and tight so that I couldn't pull off a straight ankle, and I just went with the roll.
And then you switched to the other leg. So
I
you
did,
pulled the right leg and then switched to the left.
Yep.
That was nice.
Andrew did a really good job of pulling my leg and getting me into Ashigarami. So then I swept him again.
Yeah, Cole definitely took control of this part of the round. So yeah, right here, gets me off balance, gets the tight waist grip over the back, and now I'm pretty screwed. Does a good job getting up to the knees, gets hip height on me, and now I'm in a bad spot. I really got to start defending.
That was nice, Cole.
Joe, when you're clearing these collar ties, I'm seeing you do it twice now and it doesn't work. I want to see you push more with your shoulder. This shoulder, the one that grinds into my face all the time and makes everybody's life miserable, should be able to clear a hand off of your neck pretty easily. I don't mind the grips you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. One other thing you could do to like help alleviate this, at the same time you drive that shoulder through his wrist, just turn your head, look away from him, and that'll kind of take away the purchase he has on the back of your head. So you kind of do it there, but you don't really turn the head. Same thing there. You're just kind of like jerking your shoulders a little bit. Don't let him hang on too long. That's tiring. And here now he's making you wear all his weight. He's got you broken down there. This is all taxing. And I think there are 3 more rounds left. So we're getting into the latter half of the night. Good sweep.
That was nice.
So Cole's body locking me. I think I guillotined him here. I had to start pushing him away. You can tell I'm getting my hips backing away from him, yeah. So I just hit an initial forward shift. You'll see me as I go to sit up. Legs inside. Fall back, and I'm trying to, it's not even that drastic. It was just enough to get my head up a little bit to get my hips back.
And you push on the knee with your feet.
Yeah.
It's a nice Marcelo type of a movement there. So he can't close the distance and get his chin tucked to his chest. That's really good. Oh yeah, this
Kimura.
Yeah, I've been playing with this for the past couple of weeks, but I was able to pass the guard. I came around to the Kimura, and Andrew has just not been giving me his arms. Like, so he put his hands on his belly, and he's really confident in being able to rip his arms out. So I was like, okay, well, it's going to be tough for him to rip his arm out if I have the Kimura grip. So I dive over the shoulder, get into the T Kimura position, and then just pull him into the back.
Yeah. I've been going over some of Gordon's armbar content, and it reminded me just how much you can always fall back on the Kimura grip. When you know, when you think you're going to lose a position, or when you need to like reassess what you're doing, it's such a good fail-safe to work from.
Trying to work the straight jacket. He gave me his neck here, and so I just took it, and then I kind of smelled blood in the water, and I just kept going after the neck.
So right here, I didn't want to tell Cole. I almost tapped to this. Like, you could.
The thigh crunch.
He's leg scissoring my abdomen right now. Watch my hand. Right there, I was about to tap, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let him have this. I was wincing in true pain. I thought my left floater rib was gonna pop, but I didn't want him to know that.
Master's paying off.
Yeah, dude. All them leg days. I also missed my favorite part of the night. Let's see if I can find it. Was it when we were... Sorry, I have to take the time to do this. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Was it here? Cole knows what I'm talking about. He goes on the leg attack on me, I think. And I saw, yeah, right there. I saw a little bit of cellulite on his leg. Had to point it out to him. Squished it together. Anyway, God, I wish it was a better camera angle of that. That would have been awesome. Leg scissor. Anyway, where were we? Right here.
I think. Oh, it did look out.
And then you got. Oh, okay. So you ended up getting. Let's see how you got there. All right. So.
Yeah. So I was.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was gonna say. So you didn't work all the way to like the leg trap or whatever, which you don't always need to do. I mean, like it's great when it works, but all of you guys make it so difficult now. So this like top hand control. Okay, yeah, a top hand grip, but you have it with the control arm, strangle arm on the bottom. So you're just keeping that primary defensive hand as far away from your strangle arm as possible. And that's kind of the key. The secondary defensive hand, the one that corresponds to your strangle arm, isn't as effective as you think it may be when it comes to stopping somebody from strangling you. Like the best case is you get your hand to their knuckle line, and then it can do some work. But when you're just like grabbing their wrist or their forearm and pulling down, it's such an easy thing to overcome. So, you know, you had taken away Andrew's primary defense here, and then mandible or not, I can't tell. But you got the depth of the strangle arm that you needed.
It was a mandible. And yeah, I basically exactly what you said. I was using the grip fighting, and as soon as I felt like the neck was getting exposed, or at least that I was starting to win the hand fight, and I felt the neck become slightly exposed, I just started going for the neck.
I think Cole smashes me for the rest of this round.
Andrew was curious about how I set up the Kimura.
Yeah, man, T Kimura.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I mean, that's how you pass. That's how you opt to pass guard a lot, right? It's through the Kimura, and then you'll roll through into T Kimura, and then this is what I'm showing him here, is that it exposes the back as the person tries to roll away from you. If they try and roll into you, then you can always heist back up, right? Like, there's, you know, you have so many options.
I use it from half guard all the time. Top half guard, it's such a great way to pass. Yeah, Cole's putting a hurting on me by the end there.
You and Josh, Joe and Jordan?
Yep.
I'm going over some of the stuff with Andrew still.
Joe with the foot movement. Oh, damn. That was sweet. Joe, settle your hips in, man. You had that.
Yeah.
It just kept your hips too high, and Jordan was good. He framed right on the hips and was able to bring his knee in. That was fancy.
Yeah, so now Jordan needs to get that leg, his right leg, up onto the hip and go into attacking the leg. Joe, if you can cut that angle, which just looks like exactly what you're trying to do, okay.
It's looking good there, man.
That was nice.
Oh, great armpit push from Jordan.
Yeah, that's like bread and butter for him. You gotta really watch out for that.
I love that. This is textbook, man. Joe's weight is fully over the waist. It's not diagonal across the body. So this is the time that you guys can hit this shoulder push. I do it on all of you. It doesn't matter the size discrepancy. I can take anybody over. Jordan definitely can. Big push, big backstroke with the bottom arm. Gets head height. Takes Joe over.
And Joe's doing the same to counter Jordan here. See what Jordan can do.
Look at me just ragdolling Josh here. I just want to point it out because I never get to. But
oh, cow catcher, yeah.
Yeah, just right under, taking him over. Very powerful against someone turtling, trying to get up from turtle. Damn, Joe.
Ooh, nice. Turned him over with the same move.
That's
literally
fun.
the exact same thing.
I think Jordan is really committing. Jordan really wants to enter the legs here. I think that's what's going on, and you'll see in our roll why I think that. Actually, did he and I already? He and I may have already.
You guys already did.
Okay.
Yeah, you already trained. Yep.
So we're at 320 in this roll. Hold on, let me go because I want to give him his props for that. We had a fun round, and he did a great move.
There you go.
To enter my legs. May have been earlier in the rounds. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, I'd never seen Jordan attack. Well, shouldn't say I'd never seen him, but right here, he goes on the attack on my legs. He enters into cross ashi from essentially a false reap position. So right there, he gets that leg in, and then he's moving like, I mean, just like going over his getting his head out of the way, switching over to the inside position, the outside position to get into cross ashi. I was just like, damn, what is happening right now? Like, I was not expecting that from him at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the only thing he did wrong, and I stopped him here when he did it, because the entrance was so nice. I want this to get tightened up. So he goes over, but his top leg that we see there is wrapped around both of my legs. So he doesn't have a single leg isolated.
Well, so he was originally going for the false reap on your right leg.
Right.
And then as he goes, he makes a switch to go to your left leg, but he keeps his right leg. And this is where you need to, exactly like what you said, you need to bring that right leg, his right leg, in between your legs for this transition.
Yeah. So he has, that's right. He's got my left leg with his hands.
Yep.
Right there, he steps across. This is where both of my legs enter into the picture.
Yep.
Yeah. Good call. So anyway, that was rad. Let's see. So
no, we skipped ahead too far. Yeah.
We're at 320.
323. Yep. So now you're on Josh's back.
Yeah,
Joe's
using the
hanging
Kimura.
on.
Josh didn't let me do anything with it though. And Joe, I think you and I talked about this after class about deflecting, people when they're pushing on you. And this is just a quick example of it. As Josh goes to extend away, see that little, I make my chest inclined relative to Josh's hand to get his hand to slip off so that he can't push me away and I could start to close distance. But doing that with your chest or with your hips is how you deal with those initial frames that people put up to try to shove you away and keep space. Just got to be quick with them.
On a leg.
I have the damnedest time holding Josh in mount anymore.
When he gets out of mount, he's normally in on a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job keeping my head behind my hips here, which is not letting me work the ankle pick I wanted. And it's purely making me attack his feet with mine. eventually here, I think I start switching to 2-on-1 grips and just put to bed the idea of being able to ankle pick him. This is also a good example of when I tell you guys don't work from your back unless somebody forces you to work from your back. Josh was just doing a good job pressuring forward so much that my head was going all the way behind my hips, and I didn't really have a say in the matter. You're not gonna catch me doing that if I have the choice. I'd rather work seated than supine.
Joe transition to north-south. Oh, nice.
Onto Josh's back again. Trying to switch up to the rear triangle, but he slips out.
Nice mount transition.
Yeah.
Big bridges, yeah. Big bridges from Jordan. Good dismount. I mean, you fell back into the half guard, but that's okay. You're still in a good position, strong passing position at least. We talk about the certain checkpoints, and half guard is one of them.
Look at that snack bar over here. Yeah, no, sorry, not to diminish the good point you just made. Andrew coming at me with the fury as usual, and a little bit of well, I guess it wasn't close guard work. I never did get him into close guard with this, but as he pressures forward, that collar tie, man, that I feel like, Andrew, that's still something you do that I'd like to see you iron out. I guess a good rule of thumb, something to work with for now. If you are not past the legs yet, I do not want you reaching for the head. You can break that rule later, but for now, this just isn't going to do you any favors. All it does is give me an underhook, which gives me a shoulder crunch, which gives me a sweep. It's the same thing in close guard. I tell you guys, do not for a second, especially at white belt, think about attacking when you're in somebody's close guard. You just isolate your own arms, and then you get caught in dumb shit like double arm bars that are embarrassing, or easy inverted arm bars, all sorts of stuff. Just focus on escaping close guard. For that, Andrew, for you there, just focus on passing. Either passing or entering into the legs if you want. But you were driving forward so much, I would say focus on the pass. You're not going to get there by collar tying me at that position. Joe looking for the jumping guard pass there.
I think this is the one and only time I was in close guard on anybody that night.
And you're doing what you were saying earlier, getting to a more perpendicular angle, whether you're attacking an arm bar or a pendulum sweep or a triangle or whatever. You're not going to get anything in close guard if you're not working from angles, typically. So this was I was proud of this triangle, just because Andrew really made me fight for it. It wasn't an easy one. Go back to the entry real quick. So from mount, riding up to a higher mount, starting to turn the corner behind his tricep, like I was talking about earlier. I'm not in a triangle position yet, but Andrew catches me as I think I'm looking to make that transition now. He creates space enough for me to pull my leg out and set up the trap triangle. Now he's got his hand across my hip rather than hugging behind my hip. So he hasn't taken that away from me, which I'm happy about. So I try to keep it there. As he goes to stack me, that's not a big deal. Like I said, if I can roll you guys over when you stack me, that's really what I'm always going for. Can't always do it, but that time it worked. So I didn't have the proper leg configuration for the triangle. I was still in that trap triangle. Now I'm back in mount, so I have to take the time to get that switched up. And now I need my angle. So I get it, and then I had to pull the head on that one, which I don't like to do, but I couldn't get the angle I wanted. Usually when I'm stuck in guard, I glue my arm behind someone's head and see what I can do from there when I'm stuck in guard. I don't,
yeah,
man.
We're talking about perpendicular, like always looking for being perpendicular in guard to attack.
Are you talking to Laser's comment?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't follow.
No, when you said that, like what we were talking about before, when we're in guard or something of the like, when we're trying to attack arm bars and triangles and things, we're always looking for angles. And he's saying that he's noting that, and normally what he does is just go up and grab the guy's head and hope for the best, essentially, or see what he can do from there.
Okay, I read it as he was in someone's close guard rather than using close guard himself. Use ASCII characters.
I got you. Yeah.
Dashes, slashes, the bar, curly braces. Draw it out. I believe in you. Yeah.
He might be in top and going for like a can opener.
That's what I thought.
Got it.
If that's the case, Laser, yeah, man, just make your focus standing guard breaks. Go search it out on YouTube. Look at anything Gordon or Danaher has put out on it. That completely changed close guard for me. Standing guard breaks is all I do. I don't do seated guard breaks or anything.
And it leaves you up that crank leads you up to the shoulder crunch quite a lot.
Yes, probably that more. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. But if that's the case, if that's what you're talking about, you're stuck in someone's close guard, just do standing guard breaks and work from there. If you're in close guard and you're not sure what to do, if you're grabbing up behind the head, that's fine. You're controlling posture. You're just going to have to get to an angle at that point and start working from there. And there are a whole bunch of things you could do. All right, so last round. I promised Joe first and last, so he gets his last round. Got Cole and Josh out here finishing it off as well. Joe is looking hungry for these rolling back takes, and I'm glad to see you doing them. You're going to have to slow down your opponent's roll. Like you can dive as fast as you want, but it's gonna be difficult. Let's see if we can think about this. I would.
Waist grip.
Yeah.
You have to.
I just like the tight waist. Yeah. That'll slow down the roll. Yeah. I just like.
Or if you reach over and get a control arm on the far side, that's the other way that I like to do it.
I think that's a good answer. I think that's a better answer than the tight waist, because I feel like even here, like if he was tight waist on me, it's not necessarily preventing my roll, but the arm is. I think if he grabs the forearm, I think that's a better control. Because I was just rolling through and beating that. So here I'm in a bit of trouble, but I get my arm out.
I was like, well, I guess I'm training with Jordan again.
Josh on Cole's leg right now. Josh, man, recognize when you have heel exposure, dude. So right here, big reap on Cole's leg.
Yep.
If you sit up, you can get your elbow right in the position you need for an outside heel hook from here. If you have an Achilles grip, you can go on a belly down straight ankle as well.
That is sweep right off the bat on Jordan. This is this arm drag position that I get myself in quite a lot. Same side, wrist, flare the elbow out. I've got the same sticky hook that I had earlier in the night. You see he's posting here. Where Matt just pointed with my left foot, and then I'm just gonna elevate and then pull his shoulder to mine, and then I can heist up. He gives me a big push, and I just do like a little hand, like a cartwheel. Like, I'm not getting on bottom. I'm not accepting bottom against this guy. He's a monster.
So Joe, this is the kind of the finished position that we were talking about earlier. When you're dealing with, like when you're turtled up and you want to capture a leg, by the end of it, that's what it should look like. How I have your leg. My legs are sandwiching your right leg right now. And yeah, you're pressuring the head and all that, but I'm behind you at this point. And I'm going to start trying to climb the leg and get to my angle.
Actually, I just did something like with the tight waist, trying to control the person. I didn't try to dive through for a roll through, but this is also another option that I find just as well. So I even went for the control arm. You can see how I get the control arm. I'm trying to pull Jordan back, and he shakes the control arm. So I grab a tight waist and I slow his roll down. So instead of me ending up in his guard, I can just walk around and get the pass. So I slow him down and I walk around his legs as he's falling down to his left hip.
You know, another thing too, I'm thinking about it. So the control arm, yeah, that's so in this case your left arm is a control arm. If you have an underhook with the opposite arm, so your right arm in this case, if you had that in an underhook position and you went to dive across and you had like a claw grip, you got it. I think you have it right now, but you may have it with an overhook. That, I think, might be the most effective way to slow somebody down there. Like if you dive behind them, you get behind their back, and think about it. If you have an underhook, you establish it on the near side here, you dive through, they're not going to be able to turn if you're chest to back with them, no leg connection, whatever.
Right.
That's going to be a really effective wedge to slow them down. A couple different options there.
Then I took Joe's strategy here and hooked Jordan in north-south for a while. I did not want him to get up.
Joe's on another knee bar again, and I was not. I took your strategy of never letting him do it again.
Yeah.
See Josh making his way past Cole's guard. See how Cole handles this case-up position. I feel like Cole will be able to roll Josh out of this pretty effectively.
Needs to get his hips close.
Yep. There it is.
There it is.
In general, Josh, I don't hang out in Casa very long. If If I'm there for a while, it's because I'm attacking something. Just because things like that I think are a little too easy. Unless you're dealing with like someone who did judo for 10 years, it's pretty easy to roll people from there. And even judo guys in no-gi, they're going to have a hard time holding that position, I think. You got a chance to roll over on an armbar here.
You and I'm 95% sure I would have finished this. Watch what happens here. So I go around, I just about lock it up, and then I let go because he fell right into Joe. So then we started again.
You should have been like, no, get down.
This was a good reversal, though. I think this was a sweep I had on it.
Nice Kimura.
Kimura trap. Yep. So here's a
Legs
Kimura
free.
trap in action. Cool.
Opting for the rear triangle.
Trying. He
Entrance.
did a really good job of he was very diligent about trying to turn into me this way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't confidently track him up, so I opted to just kind of slow him down enough to take his back.
On another mounted triangle. That was a lot for me that day. I don't remember if I get this. I guess I do. That's how we ended it. So riding mount from here as he goes to escape. This is honestly where I feel like this is where I enter 99% of my triangles. It's these mount transitions where people put their hand to the ground to post up, and when they do, this is exactly what I do. I just swing my leg up and over their shoulder before they can bring their hand off the mat. And then now notice immediately I'm trying to keep his arm from hiding. Here Joe makes a great choice, I think, to start working towards the crossed ankles over the chest, seated triangle escape.
Yeah.
But before he can get his other leg free, I take him in that direction. His leg is kind of pinned in place right now. He's going to have to lean very heavily in this direction in order to free that trapped leg. So I lean heavily in the opposite direction to keep that leg there and work my way back to mount. Try to get my hips behind his tricep, which he's not making easy. But I'm just trying to make sure I have the leg secured. Nah, man, you gotta deal with the 720p like everybody else, man. Nice and blurry. That's me. That's Joe.
You can't see me anymore.
That's Jordan, and that's Mike somewhere underneath. And that's Blue Josh and Purple Cole. And Andrew over here. Off screen. No, Beyblade, waifu, you're not me, dude. Beyblade is Josh. Anyway, great footage. Definitely one of our smaller Monday open mats. But
Thanksgiving.
a great one. Yeah. Thank you so much for everybody who stuck around. You guys, I don't know about you. I felt like I got hit by a train after that open mat. How many more days till I can name change? Do they limit you
They
on
probably
that?
restricted on how many times. Yeah.
Well, I guess for someone who abuses it like Josh, yeah. I don't know, man. Keep too much rice. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out and putting in a nice tough Monday open mat session. Always makes for great footage. We'll go over last Monday's open mat at some point. You know how these things go. We lose footage and then we dig back and we'll look at that one. But yeah, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and is feeling good getting back on the mats. I know I didn't, and I'm also on an antibiotic now, so it's gonna be a tough road ahead. But
It's
whatever.
gonna be a fun Saturday. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good morrow.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Follow us here if you're lurking in the chat. Subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Subscribe over at YouTube as well. We will post this for you guys to review. Any other questions you have, please let me know. Let Mike know. Pull us aside so we don't have to do deathmatch rounds for an hour straight. And we're happy to help you guys with anything you need. What else? Any other news?
No, I think it's regular. Well, you're teaching next week, right? You're teaching Monday.
Yeah. Monday, yeah. Same to you, Laser. Go have a nice tall, cold glass of milk for us too. And yeah, check your emails for all the Mooresville students. Check your emails about the Christmas potluck that Danny and his family are kind enough to host. So hope to see all you guys there for that. We'll remind you about that too over the next couple of weeks. And then yeah, you're teaching Thursday?
No, I'm teaching Saturday. Danny's teaching Thursday, I think.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, yeah, we hope to see all you guys back on the mats then. It'll be awesome because Luke won't be there and we won't have to deal with him smothering our noses into oblivion. So yeah, go trim your nails and do your laundry. And don't be stinky. And we'll see you guys back at class. Take it easy.
Later.